Jason, what are you doing?
I was just thinking, life is not always good.
What do you mean? Of course life is good.
Life is full of problems. What about wars?
Yeah, and car accidents.
Or when your pet turtle hides in its shell and never comes back out.
Life is a wild ride that turns in with twist, and life without pain simply doesn't exist.
Riley, why do you always talk in rhymes? It's kind of creeping me out.
You guys are ruining the show. Jason, sit down. Can we start the music again, please?
Will everyone please lend an ear? 'Cause sometimes life is hard. It seems like trouble, hurt, and fear are camped in your backyard. But every cloud has a bright silver lining, and after the storm, the sun will be shining. So here's my advice: don't bother with whining, because God made life, and life is good. La 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 la. Life is good.
Not again. What now?
Trouble, hurt, and fear are always around. You just sang it.
But there's always a silver lining. You just gotta look at the bright side. We don't need to talk about all that bad stuff now.
Why not? 'Cause we're kids? Do people really think we don't know how hard life is? Do they think we don't watch the news?
I used to watch it sometimes, but it's too depressing. Now I only watch Disney Channel.
Yeah, and in the Bible, it says even Jesus was a man of sorrows and something about grief.
Grief? What's grief?
Grief is pain. Grief is sadness. Grief is a serious lack of gladness.
Here we go again with the rhymes, sir. Rhymes a lot. Here's an idea. I dubbed these Sir Rhymes a lot. Night at the rhyme table. Get this man some armor.
I know what we need. Hold on a sec.
Are you mocking me?
Absolutely.
Here you go, Riley. A helmet fit for a knight.
Hey, cool. Where'd you get that?
From the prop room backstage.
Sir Riley. I'll ride on my steed as my flag unfurls, slay all the dragons, get all the girls.
I created a monster.
Have you guys completely forgotten that there's an audience out there? Hello?
Hi, Mom.
But I think Jason has a point about this grief thing, you know? Hey, maybe we should go back in time and find out how all that bad stuff started. Maybe we could keep it from happening.
Great idea. Do you guys have a time machine in that prop room backstage?
We've got something better than a time machine. Let's ask Mickey Mac.
Yeah!
Ask Mickey Mac, he has a knack for knowing facts that we all lack. So don't ask Jack or Rick or Zach, just ask Mickey Mac. Ask Mickey Mac, he has a knack for knowing facts that we all lack, So don't ask Jack or Rick or Zach, just ask Mickey Mac. Wanna know why the sky
is Mickey Mac?
That's my computer's name. Mickey Mac, what is grief and how did it start?
According to the New School Office Dictionary, based upon broad foundations laid down by Noah Webster, revised and brought up to date by publishers' editorial staff, the definition of grief is mental pain on account of past or present troubles that which result in sorrows or sadness.
Huh?
When are you going to get that computer to speak English?
I have to do some tweaking to make him speak a little bit more normal.
He didn't really answer the question. How did grief start?
Well, let's see. If we look back to the beginning of time, we can see where all the trouble began.
How exactly do you play it out looking back in time?
In the Bible, of course.
Let's rewind time to the making of man. Then we'll see where the trouble began.
Here we go again, Sir Riley.
God had just created earth and given plants and creatures birth. He made the sun and moon for light and separated day from night.
And that was the first time night fell. Get it? Night fell.
That wasn't nice. I need some ice.
Let me read the story. God put man in the neighborhood and looked around and said, "That's good. See, I told you life is good." But God saw Adam on his own and said he shouldn't be alone. As Adam slept upon the sod, his rib was taken out by God. And that's how God created Eve, the last creation up his sleeve. It's all hunky-dory there, so let's just end the story there.
Good rhyme, bad idea. Now we're coming to the place where all mankind fell from God's grace. One fateful day the serpent came and called to our friend Eve by name.
Hey, what's up? Hi? Hey, girl. Let's play, girl. What do you say, girl? That fruit looks good. Let's eat it today, girl.
What is
We
this?
can't-
What is this? The Bible according to Dr. Seuss?
We can't eat this fruit, and I'll tell you why. God said if we do, then we will surely die. Oh, no, girl. Not so, girl. Your brain is so slow, girl. Just taste it and you'll see. You'll be as wise as can be, because it will increase what you know. Just ask the tree if you don't believe me. Just ask her and you'll see it is so. How about it, tree? Tree? Hello? Hey guys, I'm just a tree. I can't talk.
Well, sometimes in musicals, weird things like that can actually happen.
Okay, so it ain't biblical, so I ain't talking.
Eve, listen.
Okay, girl. Forget the tree. You must simply listen to me.
Eve listened to that serpent voice, and then she made an awful choice. She shared the fruit with Adam then, and they brought death upon all men.
So it's Adam and Eve's fault?
Sounds to me like it was the snake's fault.
Let's just blame it on the tree.
This is getting silly, people. The Bible says we've all sinned.
But doesn't God hate sin?
But he loves people, even when they sin.
All throughout the Bible, you will see people with trouble like you and me. Although sometimes they did what they shouldn't do, our great God was faithful to carry them through.
Open up the Holy Bible, you'll be sure to find people who had lots of trouble, grief of every kind. Genesis to Revelation, each and every page shows God's grace and mercy through every day and every age.
Noah built a boat upon dry wind, did everything by the Lord's command. People made fun of him day and night. Noah kept doing what he knew was right. When the rains came down and the floods grew round, Noah's family was safe and sound.
Open up the Holy Bible, you'll be sure to find people who had lots of trouble, grief of every kind. Genesis to Revelation, each and every page shows God's grace and mercy through every day and every age.
Born to Abraham when he was 100-year-old man. People made fun of him. Listen to me. Abraham said, your will be done, and God built a nation through his son.
Open up the Holy Bible, you'll be sure to find people who had lots of trouble, grief of every kind. Genesis to Revelation, each and every page shows God's grace and mercy through every day and every age. When your life gets too intense, when you think there's no way out, God rewards obedience. Trust is what it's all about.
Esther was a lovely Jewish girl. She was the queen of a Persian world. Soon Queen Esther got the news. Haman was plotting to kill the Jews. Esther told the king Haman misbehaved. Haman was killed and the Jews were saved.
Walking through the Holy Bible, many have been found. People who obeyed the Father, now they're heaven bound. In a sticky situation, everything looks grim, but God will be with you if you will just trust in Him.
Whoa, those people in the Bible had it rough.
Yeah, and it looks like Eve wrecked things for everybody.
But all those Bible stories had happy endings. And not everyone has a hard life like that.
Mickey Mac, name a few people in the Bible who had rough times.
Abel, Absalom, Abraham, Andrew,
Okay, that's enough.
Bartimaeus, Bartholomew, Benjamin,
Thank you, that's enough.
Daniel, Elijah, Elisha,
Do you want me to shut you down?
and many more.
But Mickey Mac, if Adam and Eve hadn't sinned, wouldn't we all be living in a garden living happily ever after?
That's an extremely meritorious query.
Huh?
That's a very good question.
Oh!
See, I told you I could make him speak English.
Yeah, but even Mickey Mac doesn't know what would have happened if Adam and Eve hadn't sinned.
And don't people who sin get punished? Like the dude who got swallowed by a big fish? Who was that again?
Jonah got in big trouble when he disobeyed God, but not everybody has grief because of something they did wrong.
If they did, Jason would be the saddest person on earth.
Learn to see God's grace through all the ups and downs they face. One man especially comes to mind. A better example is hard to find.
Can I read this time? There once was a good man named Job. You can see him right here in his robe, with kids and a wife and a very nice life, the wealthiest man on the globe.
Can I be Job, please, please?
Job spent his nights and his days giving God unceasing praise. He humbly adored his wonderful Lord, and Job always followed God's ways.
Please, please, can I be Job, please?
Though Job was a man of good heart, one day his whole life fell apart. I don't know why, and I'll tell you no lie, but this is the terrible part.
Never mind.
I can't read this. It's too sad.
Why? Is this the part when life became dark and night fell?
That wasn't nice. No. Whatever happened to the golden rule? If you had a sword, I challenge you to a duel.
Come on, guys, get a grip. Here, Emma, I'll read it. All of Job's family died. Job hung his head and he cried. He lost all his wealth, and then he lost his health. 3 friends came to sit at his side. His friends saw him looking so sad, they thought he had done something bad. They sat by his tent and said he should repent. He must have made God really mad. Job was so hurt by their scorn, he wished he had never been born. Full of self-pity, this scene wasn't pretty. He had every reason to mourn. Then came a sound from heaven on high. The men sat in awe of what they heard and saw, and soon you will understand why. And God said, and Job said,
Lord, thanks for coming to show. There's so much I don't know. You're righteous, I'm wrong. I'm weak, you're strong. Forgive me for I'm the lowest of low.
I'll read this part. And God gave Job even more stuff, 'cause he had been through quite enough. If you trust God, you'll find he's endlessly kind if you turn to him when times are tough. Another happy ending. So let's get on with the show. Life is good.
Life is grief.
Good.
Grief.
Good.
Grief.
Good grief, Charlie Brown.
Good grief. How could grief be good?
Maybe it's like when a bad thing turns out to be a good thing. Like when I got old Mr. Roberts for principal last year. He ended up being the coolest principal ever.
so I guess good grief is knowing God will work things out for the best.
Bad things happen every day. But if you just remember that God is there with you, He will help you when you pray.
Good grief, good grief, good grief, good grief. It's perfect peace beyond belief. It's knowing God is in control. Good grief, good grief, good grief, good grief. When trouble robs you like a thief, it's only God who makes you whole. Good grief. When something awful happens and you don't understand, you can't find any hope inside. The Lord wants you to trust Him and never be afraid. His loving arms will hold you tight. Good grief, good grief, good grief, good grief. It's perfect peace beyond belief. It's knowing God is in control. Good grief, good grief, good grief, good grief. When trouble robs you like a thief, it's only God who makes you whole. Good grief.
Life is like a roller coaster full of ups and downs. Each day has some good, bad times and smiles and frowns. But God promised to be there through all of our thick and thin. So after the darkest night, a bright new day begins.
Good grief, good grief, good grief, good grief. It's perfect peace beyond belief. It's knowing God is in control. Good grief, good grief, good grief, good grief. When trouble robs you like a thief, it's only God who makes you whole. Good grief, 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 good grief.
So even when you're in the depths of despair, the love and the joy of the Lord will be there.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. The joy of the Lord. How can you be sad and have joy at the same time?
Oh, it's like that story from the Bible. You know, the guys who are in the jail cell, you know, they're singing all night long. Oh, who were those guys?
Singing in jail. One of them must have been Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis was the Bible. Good thinking, Jason.
The joyful jailbirds.
After reviewing the data of incarcerated singers of Old and New Testament, how about Paul and Silas?
No way they could be happy in jail.
Mickey Mac, is there a difference between happiness and joy?
Happiness. Happiness is a temporary emotion resulting from outward stimuli, while joy is an outpouring of inner peace resulting from God's love.
Huh? More geek speak from Mickey Mac. I think I'd rather listen to Riley's rhymes.
But I think I get what he's saying. Here, let me try to explain.
Happiness is when a puppy licks your face, pretending you're an astronaut flying into space. But real
start.
Remember, the audience?
Learning about God is a lot more important, don't you think?
Fine. Here's a lesson about God. God is love. Now can we get back to the show?
God's love is perfect, it can't be denied. He proved it the day his son Jesus died. Although we had caused all the pain and the strife, God gave up his son to offer us life.
Wasn't there a guy in the Bible who wrote about that? You know, about God's love for us, even when we sin? Oh, what was his name?
Mickey Mac?
But why would he do that?
To show his love. Even though we sin, God still loves us. So he sent Jesus to make a way for us to live with him forever.
So even when we do the wrong thing, God is still good.
Wasn't there a guy in the Bible who wrote about that, you know, about God's love for us, even when we make mistakes? What was his name?
Mickey Mac, can you help us here?
After reviewing the genealogical data of the I'm not done yet. About King David.
Wait, I thought David was a good guy. I mean, he defeated Goliath and stuff.
But I heard when he grew up, he sinned big time. But nobody will tell me what he did.
David wrote the most beautiful songs on God's amazing love for us.
Maybe the audience would like to hear one of David's psalms. That might help fix this totally wrecked show. The Lord is my good shepherd. I don't need any
I don't know. I just remember reading in the Bible where Jesus said, in this world you will have troubles.
You missed the next thing Jesus said. It's right here, written in red.
In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. So we don't have to worry about all that bad stuff. God made so many wonderful things, like roses,
Which have thorns,
and rainbows,
which come after rain.
and the sunshine.
In the sunshine, you sound like Barney the dinosaur.
Jason, I think we can stand here all day and never agree.
All day, you mean until night fell?
Allow me.
You have to admit, life isn't always good.
But God always is.
Well, I guess I can't argue with that.
Me neither.
Whatever life hands you, God uses for good, as you learn to trust Him as you always should.
You and your rhymes. Try this one. If you believe that God is great, join us now and celebrate. That was all
To say, first thing this morning I got up, the sky was looking gray. I had a frown, but then I erased it.
'Cause life is a treat, and I wanna taste it. I have what I need, I ain't gonna waste it. Because God made life, and life is good. Will everyone please lend an ear? 'Cause sometimes life is hard. It seems like trouble, hurt, and fear are camped in your backyard. But every cloud has a bright silver lining, and after the storm, the sun will be shining. So here's my advice: don't bother with whining, because God made life, and life is good. La 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 la, 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 life is good. Now you don't have to take my word, although you really should. With all I've seen and all I've heard, I know that life is good. Just open your eyes and look at creation, 'cause heaven and earth deserve an ovation. If you don't agree, then take a vacation, because God made life, and life is good. La 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 la, 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 life is good.
Okay, everyone, you know it by now. We'll sing it once and then you can join in.
La